Hello, friends. Today marks a very challenging, exciting, and emotional moment in my personal life, and I'm confident, little more than an interesting footnote in the city of Salisbury's history. On April 5th, 2013, I raised my right hand to swear an oath to uphold and defend the laws of the city of Salisbury. I swore that oath again in November 2015 and again in November 2019. 4 years before that first April evening in the city council chambers, I raised my right hand and swore an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. And I knew on that June afternoon in 2009 at the Fort Meade Military Entry Processing Station, and indeed I hoped, that my country would soon call upon me to serve her in battle. On Tuesday, I received that call. I've been ordered to active duty beginning next week. In October 2018, I transferred into the 110th Information Operations Battalion of the Maryland Army National Guard. They have fulfilled many missions around the world, but for the past 10 years, they've provided a critical capability to the Combined Joint Task Force Horn of Africa as part of our war on terror. My role will be to serve as an Information Operations Officer as part of an Information Operations Field Support Team, integrating and synchronizing various information-related capabilities for the Joint Task Force in the operations area, consisting of almost 2.4 million square miles. That means that we will assemble unique skills and experiences in specialties including electronic warfare, cyber warfare, operational security, civil affairs, psychological operations, and more, with the goal of gaining and maintaining the advantage in a complex information environment. Our focus will be to support Combined Joint Task Force Horn of Africa, or CJTF HOA's, efforts to fight against violent extremist organizations such as Al-Shabaab and ISIS in Somalia, and to build the capacity of our international partners in East Africa to be able to defend themselves and shape their future. Our teams conduct tactical through strategic level information operations, trained to be culturally aware and regionally focused. Members of Horn of Africa 13 or HOA 13's team carry the Army's Functional Area 30 designation. We're trained in high-quality joint and Army-specific information operations. I am deploying as part of this team. The Combined Joint Task Force's Joint Operations Area is the Horn of Africa. It's based in Djibouti at Camp Lemonnier, but its operations area actually includes 12 countries in the region. It is likely that I will be working in several countries. That could include Djibouti, Burundi, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Seychelles, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan, Tanzania, and Uganda. This is the 13th time my unit has sent a team on this rotation to support U.S. Africa Command, the CJTF HOA, and other specialized units in the area. Since we support this mission on an ongoing basis, we each have to do our part, and it's my turn now. For operational security reasons, I cannot discuss specific timelines, but next week I will be taking leave from my position here, and will keep you updated with our progress to the extent that I'm able. These rotations last approximately 9 to 10 months, and I expect to be back within a year. While this is a rare experience, it's not entirely unprecedented. 2 other mayors in similar situations deployed while in office. Major Brent Taylor, mayor of North Ogden, Utah, deployed while in office and was killed in action during an insider attack in Kabul, Afghanistan in November of 2018. And Lieutenant Pete Buttigieg, mayor of South Bend, Indiana, deployed while in office and returned safely home in 2014. I've had the opportunity to talk with Mayor Pete about his experience and glean advice from the other surviving member of one of the world's smallest and perhaps strangest fraternities. Startling though this may seem, I was asked yesterday, with such little notice, how can we prepare? My response is this. The Salisbury team has been preparing for this moment from the first day that I surveyed the inside of this office in November 2015. This office sits adjacent to the office of the mayor's chief deputy, the city's chief administrative officer, the city administrator. In Julia Glanz, we have the person who I know now and knew then could carry forth the mission and fulfill the vision that I swore to our citizens we would achieve when I first ran for office. Elsewhere in this building, at fire headquarters, police headquarters, and 7 other city buildings, and throughout this city, I have 435 of the finest public servants that any leadership team in America has depended upon, and that means you do as well. The solemn responsibility of a leader is not to glean enough from his troops to affirm his superiority or omniscience. Rather, it's to use time and resources wisely and shrewdly enough to surround himself with a team that can function without him. I believe in this team, I've achieved exactly that. I also must remind you that I've been preparing for this moment for just as long. We all knew that this day could come, and so we planned for it as if it were an inevitability. But that, I know, makes it no less jarring. The landscape of Somalia, South Sudan, Djibouti will not resemble home. And Salisbury, I suspect, will be a bit different without me, at least at 5 p.m. If I can bare my soul for a moment, I want to say this for the record. My heart lives in two perfect, loving little girls, Lily and Olivia, and nothing can prepare them for being apart from Daddy. I have faith that, like so many families before us, they will be stronger for this experience. Every night, I believe that my heart can't possibly grow fonder of these girls than it is. And yet, there I am, the next morning, with a fuller heart than I went to bed with. So I wish beyond wish that absence does what they say it will. I beg this of my city. Protect and be gentle with my family in my absence. They will have countless protectors, I know. But I ask for your kindness and love as they experience what will undoubtedly be the hardest year in their young lives. I cannot yet guess what the next year will be like, but rest assured that I will communicate when I can, I will share a way to reach me if I can, and I will try to periodically send messages back home. I have always had your back, Salisbury, and for this time, I ask for you to have mine. I promise I have left you with a capable team. I know that this is a moment in which we are facing incomparable battles abroad and back here at home. A virus has threatened our most vulnerable and has disrupted the underpinnings of the strongest economy our city has ever known. As we climb out of that crisis, the next step plan, the Salisbury Area Coronavirus Recovery Task Force, the city's internal COVID-19 team, and several supporting task forces will be working tirelessly to recharge our batteries and to return to the peak we were at only months ago. And in the wake of a horrifying but familiar scene on the pavement in Minneapolis, we face the challenge of rebuilding trust between police in America and our citizens. I believe we are positioned with a plan and a chief that are more committed to trust and transparency than any other city in America. While the battlefield of 2009, when I joined the Army, and that of 2020 has shifted in both density and diversity, the threats facing our society, our foundation, and our humanity remain the same. Coretta Scott King once said, "Freedom is never really won. You earn it and win it in every generation." I stand proudly with my brothers and sisters in the 110th and right here at home, and I promise you that we will do what we must for this generation and those to come. Our shared experience as Americans is defined at turns by tragedy and by triumph, setbacks and progress. Those touchstone moments shape how we remember our collective past, but it is also our values which shape our future. We say, yes, you may worship as you see fit. Yes, you may voice your opinions freely, without fear of persecution or retribution from your government. Yes, this place will be a place of safety and opportunity for all. We are tasked in this moment with the preservation of those ideals in the face of an almost unimaginable adversity. I believe with every bit of my heart that we will rise to that challenge. I am but one small part of one small team serving in one small moment on a very long timeline over a very large planet, attempting to uphold one very simple principle, that a threat to freedom anywhere is a threat to freedom everywhere. Today, it's my turn to go. And when America calls, we don't ask for a convenient or comfortable time. We answer, and we say, send me. I love this city, I love this state, and I love this country very much. And I will miss you all very much. I'll see you soon.